The air is quiet, except for the hum of a mixer and the scrape of a bowl. It's early. Too early for most, but this is when Sonya Williams finds her calm. Baking gave her a way to focus, to heal, to create something lasting. At Shugga Sweets, every batch carries that same intention to make people feel good, one bite at a time.
My name is Sonya Williams, otherwise known as the Shugga Mama, and I am the founder of Shugga Sweets Co. As a child, I grew up around my grandmother baking in the kitchen. She always had all the cakes around Thanksgiving, 7-Up cake, pound cake, red velvet, sock it to me, some cakes that people never heard of. And I was just fascinated by that.
Some beginnings arrive in flour and patience. Some arrive with a broken cake and the stubborn joy to try again.
The first cake I ever made, it was a lemon pound cake. I can't forget it because I cried my eyes out when I tried to turn the cake out of the pan and half of the cake came out and half of it stayed in the pan. So to spend that much time on something and for it to be completely ruined before you can even eat it or showcase it is really heartbreaking, but yeah, that was my first cake. It really wasn't until maybe around 2015, I decided to make a cake for my birthday. I went for it and it was amazing. And I was like, wow, I'm really good at this. So I decided to start practicing making decorative cakes. That turned into playing with recipes, which turned into doing cupcakes, and it went up from there.
Shugga Sweets runs on intention. A velvet base that carries across flavors. Quality you can feel in the crumb. The discipline of weighing, the restraint of good ingredients, and a maker's instinct to turn orders into stories.
I've always been a creative person. I'm a singer, I'm a hairstylist, and now a baker. And I'm able to use my creative expression in my cakes. Not only do I make what the people call the best red velvet in Atlanta, all of my cakes are velvet cakes, meaning that they all have a very velvety, moist crumb and mouthfeel that makes all of my cakes just super delicious. There's always a story to tell about how the cake became. Why do you want a strawberry shortcake themed cake? Oh, because I'm having a little girl and I love strawberries. I always have. The month that she's born is the season of strawberries.
The batter came easily. The business came with forms. Department of Agriculture, Public Health, ServSafe, insurance, contracts. To scale without losing soul, Sonya had to build process around love.
Going from just baking in my kitchen for fun into making it into a legitimate business was a lot of paperwork. It's still a lot of paperwork. It's so much paperwork. Because when you're dealing with food, it's not just like an ordinary business that doesn't affect other people. You're feeding the public. And there's a lot of red tape with that. I'm the Shugga Mama, by the way. And all of my patrons are my sugar babies. And I had one of my sugar babies call me one day and she said, I really need some cupcakes. I just lost one of my loved ones and I'm really sad. And I just knew that if I could get some of your cupcakes, it would make me feel better. And in that moment, I knew that it was more than just dessert. Like, this is a feeling. What I hope people experience when they taste my products is nostalgia. I want them to feel like a kid again. I want them to remember when times were sweeter.
Protection is the permission slip to grow. Kitchens, markets, partnerships. Confidence follows coverage.
One of my friends who's also an entrepreneur, she told me about Hiscox. And when I looked it up, it was super simple. It was just really easy to sign on. They had the type of coverage that I needed. It was affordable. And I said, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a try. We've been riding ever since. So what prompted me to even look for business insurance was becoming a part of my first farmer's market. And it was necessary. I had to have it. And even more recently, there was a really big market that I wanted to participate in for years. And I was just happy that I already had Hiscox on my side because that was an extra step that I didn't have to go through.
Shugga Sweets is building what comes next, one velvet crumb at a time. Atlanta gives Shugga Sweets its beat. Markets and festivals where the work meets the people and the people become sugar babies.
I have this concept of bringing fresh baked goods into neighborhoods. I did purchase a food truck during COVID. A lot of people, they took their little money and they blew it. I took the money and I bought me a truck. I want to basically be a full-fledged bakery on the truck. I want to be able to spread that nostalgia everywhere around Atlanta to start. But this is, we need some sweets in the streets. I want people to remember that Shugga Sweets is not just cupcakes, that it's a unique experience. It's made with a lot of love, and you're not gonna get a cupcake anywhere else like at Shugga Sweets Co.
Through handcrafted care and resilient growth, Sonya has built more than a bakery. She has built a feeling people can taste. With trusted protection behind the brand, Shugga Sweets is free to keep creating joy.